in a sec, we're going to get to how John Bonham was pulling from all the jazz drummers at that time, too. So let's keep listening. YouTube, what is up? As you can tell, there is a new face in the video. This is my brother, Nelson.
What's up, YouTube? I'm the one doing the editing usually, but trying something new today.
Nelson, you got anything to say about this?
Dude, this was an album I played so much in high school and like grade school. Probably one of the first CDs I had was Early Days, Latter Days, Led Zeppelin. I don't even remember honestly if this one was on there, but that one got me started back in 3rd grade, and Led Zeppelin was just always playing for me.
Yeah, dude, you were always blasting it in the house. Let's dive into it. Here we go. These hits in the intro. Hi-hat speeds up a little bit. Is that like a cowbell?
Yeah, you would use that cowbell.
So this is in the key of E so far. One thing to pay attention to in this song is they don't really use like major thirds too much. It's a lot of fifths. You know, it's not you don't hear this note, but you definitely feel it.
Bonham also isn't doing any like 2 and 4 on the snare or anything. Like
right.
It's just like it's a lot of fills and just emphasizing everything.
I would say he's going like, oh, well, here he's doing 2 and 4, right? They changed to the key of A. And then a B chord right here. Okay, I guess I should play that bass line.
Might as well play the fill. This is a story my guitar teacher told me. Shout out Clint. Also Nick, who started taking lessons from Clint and got us all into lessons with Clint ultimately. But this, like, with John Paul Jones playing this lick here, just made me think that, so, you know, Led Zeppelin, they didn't release any singles before this album came out. So if you just, like, heard about the band, kind of heard about what their sound was a little bit maybe, and you're like, I want to go buy that record. Right. You would buy that record, put that on, and this was your first introduction to Led Zeppelin.
Right. All right, let's listen to this bass fill. Okay, so I'll talk about that for a little bit. I'm thinking of the bass players at that time that John Paul Jones would have been listening to, and as I'm playing along with it too and like listening to John Paul Jones play, he was definitely pulling a lot from James Jamerson, who was playing all over all the Motown records at that time. So like doom 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 doom, like that even is like a rhythm you could literally go hear on Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. That's where he was pulling from, and then in a sec we're going to get to how John Bonham was pulling from all the jazz drummers at that time too. So let's keep listening.
I remember practicing this solo so much, trying to learn this.
Just shredding it.
Yeah. Oh, go back to the start of the solo.
Oh yeah, what is he doing there?
So I love the way they fade it, they pan it across from left to right there. And what again, shout out Clint, my guitar teacher. What he kind of taught me is that, you know, they didn't have like automation, obviously. They weren't working in Logic or Ableton or Pro Tools or something. And so he cranked his volume guitar knob down and then started the bend and brought his guitar knob up with his pinky there.
Oh, nice.
And then obviously the mixing engineer added that pan as well.
That's pretty badass.
So sick.
We're listening to the guitar solo.
Yeah,
okay, and he's also playing like the guitar solo is basically in the key of E, like E minor pentatonic, but he also plays this G sharp a lot, so he plays the third a lot too.
Is that a specific like mode that he's
It's just the mode you could say is like the E minor pentatonic, like these notes. It goes like you can kind of hear those notes. But then he also plays this lick like, so like on piano bluesy. It sounds really corny, but like but yeah, so it's very, very bluesy, basically, adding those like those right and wrong notes, as people would say.
Good times, bad times,
John Paul Jones again there, just.
I know, but listen to this. Actually, I think this might be a little bit of a mistake in the bass. Listen to this.
Good times, bad times.
Okay,
he
so
plays that other section.
He probably had his eyes closed and he was like jamming like that, and then they were going on to the next section.
Yeah.
And he was still playing in like you can hear him play that E lick over the next section, and then he switches.
Somehow it works.
Yeah, it sounds sick.
Good times, bad times.
And then he goes to A. Hey!
I love that lick. I love how he, like, in the solo, he runs up the scale.
Yeah.
And then immediately coming out, just for sort of these, like, accent licks coming out, he just comes right back down.
That's cool. I didn't notice that. Okay, well, let's dive into, like, some of these drummers that John Bonham was influenced by at the time. And so one most notably is Elvin Jones, who is most known for playing with John Coltrane. And so this is a part of A Love Supreme. We're going to skip to this one part where, like, really listen to how Elvin does, like, these doubles on the bass drum, and you can really hear how it influenced John Bonham. So let's go to this part. All those, bang, like all that stuff you could totally hear. Also, just like the sound that he pulls out of the drums, it's a very, very wide sound, like kind of washy, but still in the pocket, and also like dragging a little bit. Like he's really relying on Jimmy Garrison is pushing things along, and the bass player, and then Elvin Jones is able to like pull things back a little bit, and it gives this like ebb and flow feeling through the music all the time. And like I think everybody, whether you know a lot about music or not, you kind of get that from Led Zeppelin too.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely feel it. And so when you're talking wide, you're sort of talking about like across that, like if you have the beat right here, they're playing on both sides of it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you might have the center here, which you could say Jimmy Garrison is playing, and then Elvin is just like a little bit behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what gives it this like tug and pull.
And it's intentional too. It's not like, obviously Elvin Jones isn't playing behind the beat.
He's not dragging.
He can't keep up.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
It's like to give it that feel.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And then this is Tony Williams, who played with Miles Davis a lot in the 60s, who you're going to hear right away very clearly in the bass drum that John Bonham was also listening to him. So let's listen to that. Let's run it back one more time. Oh, that's so crazy. Insane. Just listen to all the
how old
action.
He was 19 here?
Yeah, he was 19. Listen how action packed this is. Listen. Oh, God. Insane.
So sick.
Oh, there's those doubles.
Dude, those.
Listen to John Bonham there.
Oh, God. Jimmy Page doing those bends over the top is insane.
Wow.
And those tom sounds, I mean, you really hear them ringing there at the end.
You do.
It's just like, it sounds so good.
Yep.
So how are they getting that sound, like, as far as recording? Everything sounds so big, but it just sounds like it's just crystal clear, but big and so present.
Right. I mean, the mics they would have all been using would have just been like dynamic microphones or ribbon mics, pretty sure. But then there's this really famous drum miking technique called the Glyn Johns technique, and so there's one mono overhead, like kind of pointed in the center, and then there's a microphone near the floor tom but pointed at the snare drum, and it's the same distance from the snare drum as the overhead is, so there's no phase issues, so it's totally in phase. And then there's a kick mic, and that's a really famous technique that they used.
So it's not your traditional like right left overhead.
Right.
You have that over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's only 3 mics.
Yeah, that's
so
nuts.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a dope song. We're gonna keep coming at you with both of us because it's just kind of cool to have both opinions, and like
I can represent the everyman.
Yeah,
who
yeah.
doesn't know music theory all that well.
Yeah, so we can kind of complement each other a little bit, and I can get you on tangents that like people might like some more, and then you can get me on tangents that people might benefit from.
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure, for sure.
So we're gonna keep running it. We also have a bunch more studio content coming at you guys in the next couple of months.
Definitely.
We are building.
We are. We
so
are.
you better like and subscribe now. This channel is about to blow. All right. See you guys. Peace.
Later. Catch you on the next one.